Hello and welcome back to the Palace of Westminster, where things are reaching a fever pitch after the departure of Morgan McSweeney as Keir Starmer's Chief of Staff. Yesterday, the shadowy figure whose fingerprints were all over almost all political decisions of this government has gone because his involvement in the Lord Mandelson affair was simply too great to avoid departure. Keir Starmer will be dearly missing Morgan McSweeney this morning. His main security guard, defender, fixer is out, and it begs the question that Labour MPs and everyone in Westminster is asking this morning of what is the point of Keir Starmer now that he is gone. The other big question is, how can Keir Starmer stay when he is the person who appointed Lord Mandelson as US ambassador and has previously gone on the record to say that he would carry the can for the failures of his staff?
If that was really the case, then he wouldn't mind if the ISC had a look. And let's be clear, he says the Cabinet Secretary makes it non-political, but that doesn't make it independent. What we want is an independent look. The ISC is independent. The Cabinet Secretary works for him. We know that there will be a cover-up because this implicates the Prime Minister and his Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney, a protege of Peter Mandelson. The Prime Minister chose to inject Mandelson's poison into the heart of his government on the advice of Morgan McSweeney. His catastrophic lack of judgment, telling us now that he did know, has harmed the special relationship. It has endangered national security. It's not the humble address, it's him. It's compromised our diplomacy, and it has embarrassed our nation. After all of this, does he have the same full confidence in Morgan McSweeney that he had in Peter Mandelson?
Prime Minister.
Morgan McSweeney is an essential part of my team. He helped me change the Labour Party and win an election. Of course I have confidence in him. But, Mr Speaker, whatever is slung across this dispatch box, I don't think it's right for the Cabinet Secretary to be denigrated in that way and to suggest that he would be involved in a cover-up. There's the politics that comes over the dispatch boxes, but I honestly don't think it's right to impugn the Cabinet Secretary in that way. And I suspect in their heart of hearts, many on those benches would agree. Mr Speaker, I'm as angry as anyone about what Mandelson has been up to. The disclosures that have been made this week of him passing sensitive information at the height of the response to the 2008 financial crash is utterly shocking and appalling. He's betrayed our country. He's lied repeatedly. He's responsible for a litany of deceit. But this moment demands not just anger, but action. And that's why we've moved quickly, referring material to the police, publishing legislation so we can remove titles from disgraced politicians, and stripping Mandelson of his Privy Councillorship. That is what the public expect, and that is what we will do.
So Morgan McSweeney has gone. Keir Starmer is basically in hiding. He's currently in a bunker somewhere, possibly metaphorically drowning his sorrows in whiskey. He was meant to deliver a speech today. That's been cancelled. All we're getting from the Prime Minister is an address to the Parliamentary Labour Party, who are currently returning from their constituencies and will have no doubt used the weekend to hear firsthand from constituents just how bad things are. That meeting will happen this evening at about 6:30. I was told by Downing Street yesterday that there will be no lectern moment, that being code for a resignation speech outside No.10 Downing Street. And I thought it was astonishing that No.10 are actively briefing that isn't going to happen. That really is how bad things are. And to add to that, Keir Starmer this morning was seemingly unable to find any cabinet ministers to go out onto the morning media round and defend him. And instead, it was left to a junior minister, Baroness Jackie Smith, to do that for him.
Keir Starmer is in a very dangerous position. His MPs are very unhappy. I don't think he has any authority within the party, and in fact hasn't for a long time. We're not being governed at the moment. Absolutely nothing is happening. He's not getting his legislation through. We're going round and round in circles. I'm here at a defence company. They want to do exciting things. They can't get the right regulations through. The government is in stasis.
So the real question that we're all asking now is, how long does Keir Starmer have? And that, I think, all comes down to one woman, Angela Rayner. What is she going to do? If she stands up today and says, I think you're done for, I think you've run out of road and this is the end, then it could all come crashing down very quickly. If for whatever reason she doesn't, bear in mind she's still under investigation by HMRC over that tax scandal some months ago, then Keir Starmer may just cling on until the Gorton and Denton by-election at the end of this month, or even the May elections. But either way, I think everyone here in Westminster now realises that Keir Starmer's time as Prime Minister is all but over, and he won't be Prime Minister this time next year. Of course, his rivals will all be gathering in secret today. Angela Rayner, Wes Streeting, Ed Miliband, Shabana Mahmood, some others, Lucy Powell, and some names that you won't have heard of and frankly don't need to hear about. They'll be discussing whether they move. Wes Streeting, previously the favourite, is also quite badly implicated by his very, very close relationship with Mandelson. And obviously we're all fearing what Ed Miliband could be planning. But for now, we get on with the news of the day and we wait with bated breath to see just how quickly the tide now turns against Keir Starmer.
Victims of Epstein have lived with trauma that most of us can barely comprehend. And they've had to relive it again and again. They have seen accountability delayed and too often denied. To them, I want to say this. I am sorry. Sorry for what was done to you. Sorry that so many people with power failed you. Sorry for having believed Mandelson's lies and appointed him. And sorry that even now you're forced to watch this story unfold in public once again. But I also want to say this. In this country, we will not look away. We will not shrug our shoulders. And we will not allow the powerful to treat justice as optional. We will pursue the truth. We will uphold the integrity of public life. And we will do everything within our power and in the interests of justice to ensure accountability is delivered. That is what the public expects. That is what the victims deserve. And it is what I will do.